Hey guys, it's me again. It's your old pal Clayton. I just got out of seeing Kung Fu Panda 3. And I must say, what a glorious film. Now, when it comes to DreamWorks animation, I personally thought that DreamWorks was gonna die out after the very mediocre film that was Home. But just leave it to DreamWorks and Jennifer U. Nelson to prove me wrong. Kung Fu Panda 3 is the best DreamWorks film since How to Train Your Dragon 2. Why? Well, I'll give you the skinny. So the story starts out pretty much exactly where Kung Fu Panda 2 ended, after Po heads back to the Valley of Peace and he's been living large as you'd expect him to be, in more ways than one. That is, until his father, Li Shang, played by Bryan Cranston, shows up to the Valley of Peace in order to take Po back to the Valley of Pandas that he originally was born in, with a little bit of a conflict between Li Shang and Po's adopted father. His name escapes me. Po heads back and seems to hit it off with everyone back at the Valley of Pandas. Unfortunately, there's a new villain coming to the Kung Fu Panda universe, and his name is Kai, voiced by J.K. Simmons. He's been stealing the chi, the energy that all of the Kung Fu masters and all the animals of this universe have. And after he steals the chi from Master Oogway, if you remember him from the first film, he heads out of the spirit world and into the material world, where he runs a rampage, collecting the chi of all the Kung Fu masters and turning them into jade zombies, or jombies, as Monkey and Po call them. And yeah, basically the story is Po has to train all the pandas of this valley to, come together and take out Kai and his zombies. The story's pretty darn simple, but as a sequel to Kung Fu Panda 2, I think it works out alright. It shows a nice message of how a family doesn't have to just be biological, and your adopted family can be just as much of a family as your biological family. That works out pretty well. Also, I like the new characters that are introduced. Li Shang is a pretty likable father, and Bryan Cranston does a good job voicing him. J.K. Simmons does a great job with both the comedic and the threatening aspects of Kai, though personally I don't think he's as interesting as the other Kung Fu Panda villains, Tai Lung and especially Lord Shen. I think if they made Kai a bit more threatening or gave him a tiny bit of a better backstory, that he would have been a lot better. They sort of try and go half and half, but it doesn't work all the way. The other pandas are kind of just bit characters in this, but they do their job fairly well. And one of whom, Mei Mei, played by Kate Hudson, is sort of just a flirtatious, not really love interest, because her love for Po is really only one-sided, but I've seen a lot of reviewers complain about her, but I didn't really mind her. She did her job fairly well. Kate Hudson is pretty funny with her voice work, and she does get a pretty cool line every now and then. The animation is utterly gorgeous, as you might expect from DreamWorks. Mixing Chinese and Western styles really works well in this series' favor. The action sequences look better than ever. The environments look better than ever. The flashback sequences look better than ever. It's just freaking better than ever. Really, my only flaws with the film are that some of the plot elements seem like they're recycled from the first two Kung Fu Pandas. Like Po failing as a teacher at the start of the film sort of reminds me of Po looking like a doofus from the first film. And Po's journey of him having to master his inner chi reminds me of him trying to master his inner peace in the second film. I understand that after the masterpiece of animation that was the second movie, that it would be difficult to try and recapture that same glory. However, I personally would have liked it if there were more original things put in this movie, especially since it's only 1 hour and 35 minutes long. Plus, the film is very, very fast-paced, much like the original two films. So, in many respects, when I got to the climax, I was sort of thinking, wait, here already? But in some ways it does work, because it keeps the action fast and furious, it keeps the story rolling along, and it keeps the incredible animation and the outstanding action sequences where they need to be. So, DreamWorks is back in a way that no one really expected. Jack Black is once again amazing as Poe. Angelina Jolie does a great job as Tigress once again. And heck, even Jackie Chan gets a few more lines than usual. And one of my biggest complaints of the first two movies was the fact that Monkey, the character that Jackie Chan plays, never gets that many lines. His role is beefed up ever so slightly for this film, but it does work. And it's nice that Jackie Chan's given more to do. In fact, if any characters are actually pushed off to the side, it's Crane and Mantis, who only get some lines at a bit at the beginning and some at the very end. So the Crane and Mantis fans might be disappointed, but I wasn't. So with excellent animation, a story that repeats a few plot lines, but it works out in the end, amazing fight sequences, and a return to form for DreamWorks, I give Kung Fu Panda 3 a 9 out of 10. I'll see you guys in a few weeks, where my next review will be the first comic book movie of the year, starring that excellent merc with a mouth, Deadpool. See you later.